Getting all the bad rules out first, guys. Don't worry.
He's concentrating so hard to keep Ape Doran as Ape Doran.
You have to remind me how to play this game.
We're in this together, Doran.
I did this all for that pun.
Our boulder. They totally stole it.
Social contract is broken. We are done.
Looks like he's gonna get one off on us.
18's the number. 18's the number.
Krylov, no!
Stupid scythe.
Crouching giant ape-ish Doran.
He stands up fully exposed now. He lost his pants in the accident.
I was just going to say erect.
He's rock hard, as it were.
Welcome back to Dice Shame. This is episode 115, A Stone's Throw.
MVP this week is Fred Lazaro for his wonderfully eloquent review. Fred left us some very kind words on iTunes, which was easily the highlight of our week. Thank you so much, Fred.
It's the holiday season. What better way to celebrate than spreading a little joy and happiness to your favorite podcasts? That's right. Leave them a review, share a thought, tweet your feelings, or recommend them to a friend. Nothing feels better than a kind word from a fan. All right, shall we do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
I was just looking at Alex's webcam and I noticed some color behind his head. Alex,
Ooh, it's red.
are you sitting in a gaming chair right now?
Yeah, do you have a new gaming chair?
I am.
Red makes it go faster.
I bought a gaming chair. It's got Bluetooth in it.
What?
In
Does
the
it
chair?
actually have Bluetooth in it?
I swear to God.
What for?
For what though?
I can plug it in.
To what
Is it-
end?
What for?
So do you raise it and lower it with an app?
I plugged in and it said something like powering on. It was like yelling.
There's
It's
No.
yelling at you.
Your chair spoke to you?
Yeah.
Bluetooth yelling.
Okay, so the story is like this.
All right.
You ready? Here's it gonna go from
I'm
zero to
not.
So
climax
ready.
and then cliff ending.
Uh-huh.
The
Yeah,
Alex
I
Guthrie story.
needed a new office chair. My office chair became flat. I bought it like it was supposed to be a nice office chair. I bought it like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It became really flat and it felt like I was sitting on cardboard by the end. Like it was just so uncomfortable, right?
I
So
know the feeling.
I'm looking around for office chairs, right? And there was one that was on sale. It was like $80. I was like, oh, great. Out of stock everywhere, right? And I'm sure an $80 chair, whatever. So I'm looking. Every single chair that I could find after that was like $200, $300 plus. I'm like, what is going on in this world? Now, I understand that there's things out of stock and everything.
Inflation.
But for a frickin' chair,
Oh.
Capitalism.
you know,
Capitalism.
like $200-$300. Anyways,
We
so
need to get into the chair business.
How
is
do you
what we're
really
saying.
feel,
yeah.
Alex?
So we're, I'm looking around. Then all of a sudden, we get the Canadian Tire flyer in the mail. And sure enough, there's this gaming chair that's normally $270. It's on for like $150. So I said,
Okay.
well, fuck it. I'm buying it because it looks comfortable. You can't find this like plastic leathery stuff unless you go really high end with an office chair. It has its drawbacks. It's called a rocker. So literally it rocks.
That's what you need in an office chair is the ability to
rock.
recline.
Well, you know what? It doesn't like do the true recline where you know how you have a thing on the back and you can recline and it stays there. It doesn't have that. It just rocks.
Well, it's
Oh,
not
I
a
know
lazy boy. You know?
No.
So, in other words, you didn't like your old chair.
Yeah.
You searched for a new chair, and then you bought this new
I
chair.
found a gaming chair.
He prefaced it with, this story doesn't climax.
No, but he promised that the story would build up before dropping to nothing, not stay burbling the entire time.
What's the feature?
Well, the feature is really like it's just got speakers built into the heads.
Oh,
like
for your
the head.
so it will speakers in the chair. I see.
Yeah.
So, is it like surround sound then? Like, can you have it through your computer speakers as well as behind you? Is
Well,
it like,
that's the thing. No, I mean you can't
Oh.
unless you buy a
it
splitter.
just yells at you from behind.
Yeah.
What you can do is plug your phone into it and then have it do like a playlist of someone saying
Funny.
really nice things to you.
Yeah.
Just positive
Whispering
feedback.
sweet nothings in your ear all day.
Doing great, Alex.
You're so pretty.
Office sounds going on in the background while I'm sitting here at work. you
Oh,
know?
that's the most depressing thing I've ever heard.
Office
I'll
sounds?
just have like
Wait,
a
what?
water cooler and the other two hanging out over there.
You've got
It's
office
like-
sound ambience coming out of it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's depressing.
I mean, it's kind of a strange feature for a gaming chair, though, right? Because I've never once seen a gamer game without headphones.
Well,
on,
I
right?
mean, I think gaming chair in scare quotes because I feel like a lot of the people that make these gaming things, ooh, this is a gaming keyboard and a gaming. Don't get me wrong, I love them for certain reasons sometimes, and sometimes they cross that Venn diagram of what you need and what you want.
Yeah.
But I do think anyone making chairs over the past 50 years has been like, okay, here's a segment of the market that spends a lot of time in front of their computer. Whether or not we understand that, let's just pitch a gaming chair because that's going to appeal to them. Because that just makes sense. It's a
I will
smart way
say
to do
this
it.
though. I will say this because I do a lot of work in my chair. None of the office chairs I saw had like a back as high as this, right? Like I wasn't looking for a headrest. I didn't need a headrest.
Yeah, that back goes all the way up.
But you know
like the
what?
high back.
When
If we know anything about Alex, it's how much he likes to be high.
when I'm reading something, yeah, exactly. Well, when I'm reading something
Zing.
and I sit back, honestly, this is now like my new favorite chair because I'm sitting here and
I mean, I'm with you. As a tall person, I don't get head support very often.
it feels like I'm on a plane. You know?
I mean,
Not a good thing.
Planes are well known for their comfort.
You know, the most comfortable place to be.
What I mean is
God, I love planes.
what I mean. But if you think about it, actually, if you had it,
If we can all feel like we're on planes. all
I
the time.
understand what you're saying, that planes are uncomfortable. But when you really think about it, if you took that plane seat out of a plane and put it in your office, you've actually
You
got
hate
quite
it?
a comfortable chair.
There's so many more comfortable, easier chairs that are in your living room, i.e., like a recliner to compare it to.
and also a flotation device.
Yeah, the joy of Alex is when he brings these random weird comparisons when there are so many closer at hand. You know, he's like a plane.
But you know
You know
what?
when you take the subway and you could just get rocked to sleep.
Here's
Just need a TTC chair.
here's my question for you then. You know, have you guys ever bought something that was totally intended for maybe not an entirely different use, but a somewhat different use, but you bought it and you use it for your own
That's
purposes?
a great question.
It's a good
That's
question.
what I thought.
Alex.
Thank you.
You win question of the night.
Ding ding.
You win one
Give him a prize.
pellet.
Inspiration. Just inspiration. That was right in front of me.
Just
Inspiration.
inspiration.
It doesn't work in the game, but
I was
you
going to say,
can
how does it
use
work, Justin?
One reroll anytime you're not playing D&D.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like that, Rob.
Yeah.
You get just inspiration too.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I actually recently bought a bunch of metal clamps, typically for woodworking.
Oh, but
like,
you're
you know,
putting
when
them
you
on
keep
your
them
body.
in-
Like Vice.
yeah,
Clamps?
and I put them on my nipples to really teach me a lesson.
You need just
Go on.
enough torque.
No, because Odd and Justin will sort of
He uses
corroborate
them
this.
too.
I will collaborate this.
Stop. Collaborate. Listen.
Well, sure, if you want.
corporal.
No, but when you're doing audio work, sometimes you want a quiet closet, and I have shelves in the closet. So what I'll do is I'll use them to clamp up blankets. So they're really like so you can hold a lot of.
They're right there. I can
She
see
can
them.
corroborate.
I'm corroborating.
Yeah, they're right there.
Yeah, she's.
But obviously not the intention. In fact, the guy who dropped them off is like, "Oh, you're gonna do woodworking?" And I was like, "No, just kidding. That's a
That
fake story.
didn't-
No one
I can
sees
tell.
people anymore."
Nobody says woodworking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, I'd say I do that with stuff pretty often. Like I'm even looking right now at a small, I think it was originally like a box for buttons. And I took off the sides and I put like RPG artwork. Well, actually, it's maps of Cthulhu, and I filled it with dice.
I don't know.
think as RPGers, I think we often repurpose things.
Boxes are pretty multi-purpose.
No, but that specifically was not intended for what I used it for, which was the question Alex had, was it not?
I had
Buttons?
a shoebox that I put
No.
slippers in.
Dice. Yes.
Well, what I mean to say is if you had a jewelry box and you didn't put jewelry in it, would that not sort of...
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what
I
I'm
use
saying.
a cigar box as my jewelry box right now.
There you go. In fact, I think I misspoke. I actually believe that box is a jewelry box originally. I couldn't remember what it was, so I was like,
Aha.
but I think it's a jewelry box.
A button
I was
box?
like,
now that
I don't know
you
if
say
I've
that.
ever seen a box that's specifically for buttons.
I know,
You
right?
know, I think button boxes are just repurposed boxes. Every other box is a button box at some point.
Not a jewelry box, which I've now corrected. That is what it was. And actually, I used for a long time a those really fancy sets of cutlery. Like you'll see them, and sometimes they're in these gorgeous rosewood. You open them up, and they're all like laid out. I found one in the trash, and I gutted it because the box was gorgeous and repurposed it. So yes, it was a repurposing of a box, but the intention of it was 100% to like house cutlery, like in a very presentated manner. Now it uses whole RPG
silverware.
documents.
Well, now I feel like I have to limit this question a little bit. Other than boxes, what have you used to like? What do you have?
And sometimes I use. See, look at this. Look at this right here.
Oh, Justin's got a mug and he's using it to hold pens.
Well, a mug is just a box without a top.
It's a box with a handle. It's a waterproof box with a handle.
Some boxes are waterproof. I think maybe we need to outlaw containers of any kind.
So when I first moved to Toronto and I had like 2 bags of stuff, I at one point bought a mattress, but the box spring wouldn't fit down into the crappy basement apartment that I was in. And so I built a box spring out of a door and the cut off pieces out of a desk that were shipping with it to put the mattress on.
Whoa.
So that I was off the floor a little bit, but it was still sleeping on a door and a couple of random chunks of wood. And really pathetically slept on that for way longer than was
For way longer.
That's a life hack.
I mean, it's not though. It's not good to invite someone over and they climb on the bed and like, hey, what's going on with your bed? And it's like, actually, it's a door, and this is
What's that
used
lump in my back?
a
Oh, that's the
door.
doorknob. I didn't take it off.
I feel real
But
good
then
about this
anything
moment.
can be repurposed if you're lazy enough. So there's a whole new category because realistically, you could be like, yeah, I use plastic bags as shoes. If you're like, you know what I mean? Like eventually anything becomes what you need it to be if you just want it to.
Is it a business card or floss?
This backyard is now a graveyard.
Well, hold on. But why did you say lazy?
Well,
I don't think it's lazy. I don't think it has anything to do with laziness. I mean, sure, you could.
what I mean to
No.
say is like,
It's
and I'm
genius.
not,
Like
this
that.
is in no
Like-
way meant to be a comment on like Rob, because I'm just commenting on the fact that like you could stack books and call that a footstool. You know what I mean? Like at what point does anything just become what you want it to be if you have enough of it or try it?
When
try
you
it?
have imagination.
It's like there's a saying about this, like necessity is the mother of invention or something. Like if there was a
Milk cartons are the mother of invention.
Necessity is the mother of conventions.
Like Gen Con?
I can corroborate that story. I can carotid arterate.
listen.
Can you
I can
collaborate
carotid
that
artery
story?
that story.
I can Kraylaw at that.
It's a very good question. I think the problem is it's one of those questions that sort of the whole idea of it needs limitations because it does become very quickly, and I'm admitting my own faults here, very quickly like, yeah, I refill water bottles. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you realize it's like, okay, well maybe the question is, have you bought something?
How about
Not
have you
for
done it in an
specific-
interesting way,
What
and
is
maybe
the
just not a
question?
boring way, and then tell the good stories?
Yeah.
I, don't
I didn't
know
really
any of
either.
those.
No one's interesting here.
I was out of good stories 100 episodes ago.
This wasn't me, but Alex's wife Karma bought a Bible for me that she carved out and made a secret book for me.
Yeah.
She turned it into a container.
She bought it for a very
She turned it into a box.
which does not hold water.
If you were
sometimes you can't
creative
find enough
enough, you could turn just about anything into a
Into a
container.
box.
That's the real takeaway. Anything's a container. Human
you know-
body, container.
Welcome to Container Class 101, everybody.
Old door, container.
Talk to any stoner, and I can guarantee that they've turned something into a pipe.
Into a bong.
You know,
A bong is just a container for smoke.
That's true.
And Alex is sitting on a container for humans.
That's right. A chair.
Full circle.
Container.
Whoa, got us there
love it.
around
All
the
right.
globe.
Should we play some D&D, guys?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's
do it.
play some D&D. So you've come down from the airship, leaving it a fair distance away in order to approach the burial mound safely. There are a number of stone giants that seem to be destroying it, and while you made a plan to approach cautiously, we ended last session having heard the stone giants call. They spotted you and are ready to fight. Red, you are situated far back in the woods to the south, overlooking your friends. You are top of the order. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I kind of love the idea that as they're crunching through the woods and they look up to see the giant maybe turn his head, but then an arrow just like sink into it, assuming that I hit. So we'll see what happens.
Let me tell you what I want to happen first. Now I'll roll for it. You would be making fun of me for that, Harlan.
No,
FYI.
I like it.
You should make fun of me. I'm okay with that.
I'm just saying.
I'm
You
just
do it to
saying
me.
that if it goes, I love that image.
You do it to me, and maybe I'm not so tough.
Aw.
All right. What?
Never mind. You
So I'll
never
be doing
listen
this
to
with sharpshooter penalty. First attack of this round. Here we go. That would be a 23 to hit.
Hey-o.
You do hit.
Nice.
Yeah. I got you back there, Rob.
We have not done attacking in a while.
No, we haven't. You have to remind me how to play this game. Actually, that's not even a joke.
22 damage
Excellent.
for the first hit,
So the stone giant takes the arrow where?
right in the upper chest.
Stone giant takes this arrow in the chest and stumbles back, then angrily picks up a boulder, kind of hefts it to figure out how much brute force it needs to put into the throw, and then launches it at you, Doran.
Like a shot put.
That's about it.
Looks like he's gonna get one off on us. Be prepared to jump.
That's a 19 to hit you, Doran.
That does hit. Damn it.
Do we have any cover within the trees here?
These are just bare trees. You're probably going to have to say, like, I'm going to hide.
It hits me.
It heats. Doran, the boulder flies through the evening air with a whistling sound, and it hits you, dealing 22 damage.
Oh, God.
Make a strength saving throw.
Oof.
I'm not using that fucking dice again. That is going to be a 20, a dirty 20.
Great. Yep. So you take that damage. And then the stone giant moves. I mean, he's a big giant, so you can see his intention is to take cover. You can still see him pretty good.
Yeah.
Like Kronk.
Red, what do? You see this huge boulder fly out of the sky and nearly flatten your dwarf friend.
Yeah, I'm going to pull back and loose another arrow. Can I see yet if the other giants are noticing this?
You can definitely spy on the giant that is on the second tier of this island. That's the one that had picked up the boulder and was like, our boulder. They totally stole it. That one is craning his head, trying to see what's going on, what's causing... Like, there was a shout of pain from his friend.
What's that raucous?
So at least one is becoming aware.
Cool. Yeah, Red will pull back and fire again. That would be a 15 to hit.
No.
Damn. And I'll fire again, this time with penalty. Nope, that's a 2. Not rolling well
shit.
tonight.
Jack, what do you do?
Jack looks over at Doran and says, "You ready
Am I ready for what?
to pick that boulder up and throw it right back at him?
Oh, you're gonna do it?
Let's do it." And Jack pulls out Dazan's wand and points it at Doran and says those arcane words, and Doran starts to grow and grow and grow until he is giant sized himself.
Good vocal distortion.
Very good.
Well, thank you.
Then Jack sort of strafes to the west to try and get a little bit of distance, get a little bit closer to see what he can do. He's trying to stay in the trees for cover.
You're going to take the 30 feet, full 30 feet west?
Yeah, like northwestish, somewhere in there.
Cool.
And Kieran's sort of sticking by Doran to see what he can do to help out.
Endazar holds his staff overhead, and misty, shimmering gray dust seems to just start to fall out of his staff as he shakes it. And as the dust lands on his shoulders and his earmuffs, he just starts to vanish. Shoo.
He's abandoned us! Run away!
Kraloth, what do you do?
Kraloth is going to step forward, equidistant between Doran and Jack, and still in front. Well, actually, he doesn't know that he's in front of Endazar.
You hear Endazar's little old man voice like, oh, pardon me.
And I see his footsteps in the snow behind me.
That's
Aha.
right, you do.
And I hold up my shield and prepare it to dodge any stones that might come flying my way.
Very cool. Cool action so far.
Doran, in his giant ape-like form,
picks up the rock that the giant threw at him and angrily, like Donkey Kong, whips it back at the giant.
Naturally.
Sky Pony Kong?
So you're rolling with disadvantage, right? Because you're beyond your first range increment.
I was just about to do that. How far am I?
I think he's beyond the second increment, isn't he?
Yeah, so you can't actually hit.
Okay, so I'm going to run up first, though.
Do it.
My speed is 40.
Excellent. So Doran, turned into a great ape, picks up the boulder that hit him and runs dashing through the trees, ending on the far side of the bank.
Nice.
Doran and Red, you both watch from your vantage points, one in a tree and one perched atop a giant body, as the stone giant on the second tier, the one holding this boulder, begins to come towards you, taking these long, intimidating steps. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-ba-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, for real.
Man, what do I want to do?
Man, what do I want to do?
The giant holds the boulder up to the sky and then points at the giant ape. Then, like a diver slipping into a pool, his form collapses into the rocky burial mound, and he becomes one with the stone.
Did he leave the bowl behind?
Yes,
Nice.
Oh, I thought it was a boulder.
it is a boulder.
I thought you said bowl.
He called it a boule.
Bool, like bools.
You can understand my confusion.
All right, top of the order, we got stone giants.
Stone giants.
Yeah.
No further boulders fling their way towards you across the riverbank. You hear the heavy footfalls of giants moving in the distance, but you don't see them anymore.
None of
They
them?
all seem to have crouched down behind this first tier, or maybe are hiding in some other way. And actually, the stone giant that's across the river entirely conceals himself behind this stony outcropping. Red, it's your turn.
Do I lose sight of him?
You have no targets visible.
He's in full cover?
That's correct.
Can I roll perception?
You absolutely can.
That's a 21.
You do. It's a small target, but you see one of the stone giant's knees sticking out from behind this cairn, this burial cairn. So you have a
I
target,
was
but
on
it
an
is very
adventure
small.
once.
The giant says.
Okay.
Till I took an arrow to the knee.
Cool. Then I'll attack him. Sneaky like.
Yeah, do it.
You fucker.
The giant ape like sees the knee and he points. He looks at you in the tree.
You don't see it.
You don't
Absolutely,
see
Dorn.
shit.
Oh, okay.
You have to roll your own perception.
I was just doing it really for the humor. He's like jumping, pointing at his knee.
I hate humor. We will have none of it on this show.
What?
It's illegal.
Yes, Miss DM.
Thank you.
Yes, Mrs. DM.
50 push-ups.
That's a 7.
To hit?
Yeah.
No.
Getting all the bad rolls out first, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, get them all out.
Yeah, no, man. I'm rolling balls tonight. That's 15.
It's too small a target and you're too far away.
We do
man.
play in this, game called Dice Shame. Feel free
right.
to shame that dice.
None of them are
anytime.
You know what,
ones.
Alex? It's very true. Keep that in mind.
But you're not wrong.
You've rolled before that have been pretty
Jack,
crappy.
it's your turn.
I should say 2 more.
Jack reaches into his pouch and pulls out one of the silver Celamorn berries that we got as a gift and munches down on it, turning himself invisible,
Genius.
and continues wandering through the woods towards generally the area of the creek.
2 sneaky as fuck wizards start a solo mission heading.
2 solo missions.
It's a double solo mission. That's how you know it's good.
Double header solo.
And you barely perceive the footsteps of Endazar quietly trekking beside you, trying not to catch the attention of these stone giants. Kraloth, what do you do?
Kraloth sees Jack go invisible and relatively quietly, in just a normal speaking voice, he says, "Don't stray too far away from me, otherwise I can't heal you if you go down." Then Kraloth is going to hoist his backpack and he runs 30 feet towards Ape Doran. And as soon as he gets within range, he's going to activate his balloon and rise up so that he can grab onto Doran's hairy back.
Yeah.
And he's going to brace himself there and say, "We're in this together, Doran. I got your back. Literally."
I did this all for that pun. It's worth it.
Doran's letting out these giant ape laughs.
There's something on my back. Let me toss it.
It's not my turn. It's not my turn yet. Anyways, I'm just.
It is your turn. If Kralos's done, then that's all we got.
Doran gives like a thumbs up. After you climb on my back.
Did you just give me the finger? What the hell, Doran?
I'm still out of range, so Doran moves up and climbs down the cliff.
Make an athletics check.
That's gonna be a 25.
You're great. You move as fast as you would on even ground because of your ape-like athletic abilities.
Ah, sweet.
How does that cairn look? Does it look smashable?
Yeah, it depends on the implement that you would be using. I wouldn't say smashable with like a baseball bat, but smashable with a stone giant fist for sure.
Or a giant boulder thrown by a giant ape, perhaps?
Yeah, you could do some damage potentially.
Hey, Doran, see if you can take out his cover.
Ape Doran, standing now on the river's edge, having climbed down the embankment, wields the giant rock that he's holding, aims it at the cairn that he knows the giant is hiding behind, and he whips the rock at the cairn, hoping to, basically destroy it or move it, do something.
For sure. Roll to hit. So you're rolling with disadvantage, right?
I roll a 3, so 12.
Yeah, you hit.
Nice.
Oh, thank goodness.
You hit a big pile of rocks with another rock.
He couldn't hit the broad side of the rock pile.
How much
With a
damage
rock.
do you do?
7d6 plus 6.
Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
Nice.
It's a big ass ape.
37 damage to the rock.
Nice.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. You land a good hit right around the top center of this cairn, and you blow the top right off, exposing this crouching stone giant who looks alarmed at their hiding place having been
Crouching
revealed.
giant hidden in stone dragon.
That's right.
There's I just picture the dust and the rocks cracking, that's such a powerful visual. Cracked rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Crouching Doran hidden stone giant?
We'll get there one day.
There
That
you
works.
go.
That works better. Yeah. Although Doran's not crouching either. I don't know.
No.
It's there. There's a joke there. I'll
Crouching
get it in
giant ape-ish Doran.
It's the stone giant's turn. He stands up fully exposed now. He lost his pants in the accident.
I was just going to say erect.
He's rock hard, as it were.
Oh.
So many good puns today.
I know. And let me see. He's going to stride forward now boldly into the river.
Boldly. Boulderly.
To pray, studying about that good.
Isn't that a 25-foot drop?
Yeah, I rolled athletics.
Right.
I rolled worse than you, and I did better than you. How does that sound?
Ouch.
They're very, very, very athletic.
Oh, okay.
These stone giants look like Olympians.
Yeah, that's right, eh?
They're extremely lithe and muscular looking.
Got a very Grecian vibe.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carved by David himself. By David? Michelangelo.
The giant picks up a huge river rock and hurls it overhead with both hands at you, Doran. This rock must weigh like 400 pounds. It's
Oh,
massive.
Jesus.
24 to hit you.
Oh, fuck, of course it does.
But remember, you're just a big sack of free hit points.
Roll a strength saving throw.
I'm going to roll as giant dice. That's what I should do.
Nice.
You take 31 points of damage.
I rolled a 10 total, so...
This rock hits you straight in the face, April, and you fall into the water. Kraloth also falls into the water with you.
Oh, no.
But you are then pulled back aloft by your balloon pack. So now you are basically directly in front of the stone giant without the cover of Ape Doran as he is lying there.
I think I just invented a life preserver.
Red, it's your turn.
All right. I have swapped out my usual dice that I've been rolling with for the past 50 games at
What
least.
were you using?
I was using the dice that Hummingbird Dice had sent, and I was using my little Dragon Corp dice.
Both great companies.
But I have officially swapped them out for this battle because they haven't been as terrible as Shame. They're not ready to go into the bin. But I have brought out my gem, stone, and glass die.
Ooh.
Because I feel like that is appropriate.
High risk, high reward.
Well, not only that, I feel like rolling with something that is stone, essentially, or at least, gemstone.
Better karma, right?
has the right vibe going on. So here we go. And I'm also going to use advantage on this because someone needs to take down this fuck. Here we go. First roll. 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nice.
27 damage.
Hey, excellent.
Wow. That's a hefty hit.
And the second hit would be a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Hey.
Nice.
That is 27 damage again.
Whoa.
It's 27 damage for 2 meaty hits as Red gets in the game.
Jack, it's your turn.
Doran didn't see it because he has his face in the mud.
Jack is going to carefully approach the edge of this cliff and inch himself down to the bottom on his bum to get sort of standing in the sand and take all his movement to sort of scooch invisibly down towards the edge of the water.
Heroically.
Heroic scooching.
He's concentrating so hard to keep Ape Doran as Ape Doran. It doesn't come easy.
Take me to the river.
Bump. Bump.
Yeah, and I think Kieran's going to run over and sort of be
Nice.
doing the same to get down the cliff.
Sounds good. From out of nowhere at the edge of the forest, 3 missiles fly toward the stone giant.
Andy!
I was like, what? I thought it was Jack's turn.
A wizard's in this fight?
9 damage. Pew, pew, pew. Kraloth, what happens next?
So Kraloth sees this stone giant eyeing him down as he's hovering in the air with his balloon pack.
Mm-hmm.
And a look of realization dawns over Kraloth, but he's prepared for this. He's in the air. He is flying right now. And it is his opportunity to protect his friends. He gets his hand ready on the drawstring of his backpack, and he prepares to dodge any rocks that fly at him.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, as a bonus action, he's going to cast Spiritual Weapon, and within 60 feet, right next to this stone giant, a spectral scythe forms in the air and takes a slice at its knee.
Marvelous.
How cool would it be if you could cast it to appear inside of the creature?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a lightsaber inside.
little
It
bit of
just kind
cheating.
of cuts them up. 24 points to hit.
Interesting verbiage. Yeah, 24 hits.
That's my first time. Okay.
This is my first time playing D&D.
It's going to take 6 points of damage.
Owie! You cleave off one of the giant's belly hairs.
Oh, I was aiming for his knee.
Yeah.
Stupid scythe. Grow brain.
Doran, it's your
It
turn.
turns back towards you and shrugs.
Doran is not too concerned about moving, so he stands up, taking as much movement as he needs, and he picks up the giant rock that the giant just threw at him and lifts it in sort of a similar manner and whips it back across the river at the giant's face.
Hey, you're within 50 feet now.
What does that mean?
Don't roll
You don't roll with disadvantage.
It just means right. Okay. That's what I thought. I was like, do I get to advantage because of that? That would be a 17 to hit? Question mark?
No.
Oh. 18's the number. 18's the number.
And I think I only have one
You only have one rock.
rock.
Yep. The stone giant wades through the river. It's not that deep, but it slows his steps a little bit. Unfortunately, not enough to keep him from getting right up on you, Doran. He pulls back a great club and tries to strike you twice.
I like the idea of him like just creating a great club with his stone abilities.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Stonal Club.
25 to hit you.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
Too many dice.
That's
You can take some
that's
out.
bad. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you don't need to roll
I'll
as
roll
many.
them all. Yeah, roll half or something.
That's okay, Joe.
You guys are so kind to me.
Try.
19 damage
Okay.
and 22 to hit you.
Yeah, also hits.
23 damage.
Okay.
The other two giants have rounded the corner of the far side of the burial mound and are approaching, but in between movements are seeking cover behind rock formations and other cairns.
Check in. Zzz.
Red, your turn.
Red fires at the one that we've been engaging.
Mm-hmm.
Bring this fucker to its knees. Oh my god. That's a miss for my first one.
No.
Let's try the other stone die. Here we go.
No, dear.
Come on.
So sad.
My
So
stone
You got this, Red. Let's do it.
My precious
No.
stone.
You said,
giants.
yeah, no, that's not going to hit. 14.
You know better.
Damn.
You know better. I know.
I
I'm
have
just saying
rolled
for the podcast.
some serious rocks in some games, and tonight I am rolling serious shit.
This is a bad
Whoopie
game
poops.
to roll shit.
I know.
It is a very bad game to roll shit.
Jack, it's your turn.
very bad game
Well,
to roll shit.
Is Jack going to go postal now, or is it too early for Jack to go postal?
no. I mean, I think it's in Jack's best interest to stay out of way to get the most out of all these Doran hit points that we got.
That's right.
So we know where Kieran wants to be. Kieran is like nipping at the heels of this giant, doing everything he can to like tug at his loincloth to give him just a little bit off balance. Anything he can do to give Doran an advantage on these two fists. So Kieran's like yapping and
Coppertone baby style.
Ooh.
yeah, absolutely. He's right in
My
there.
dick!
You know,
That's the
Kieran leaps unafraid. Meanwhile, Jack, terrified of stone giants, will slip into the water and, with the power of the ring of swimming, move just ever so gently, gliding through the water, making it halfway across the river.
Nice.
Excellent. Quiet as an invisible duckling.
Yeah.
Quack, 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 quack.
Kraloth, it's your turn.
Okay. Kraloth reaches forward and grabs some of Doran's back hair and pulls himself in, pats him on the back and says, "How you doing, buddy?" Kraloth senses that Ape Doran isn't doing as hot as he could be, and he's going to use a spell that he specially prepared today
Oh.
called Life Transference.
Life
Life
transference?
Transference.
He rubs his head on the hairy ape's back.
Life transference.
Is this the first time the podcast has seen life transference?
This is the first time the podcast has seen Life Transference.
What does it do?
I've never
What is
used it before.
about?
So I'm going to sacrifice some of my health to mend Doran.
And what does that look like?
Is that a good idea?
Yeah, it is. I think it might be necromancy. It is necromancy, yeah.
You used a bunch of necromancy
Wow.
for a
I
guy
have.
who doesn't like the undead.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I mean, it's about the balance. It's about death.
That's
And
right.
necromancy is the magic of death, not undeath
right.
necessarily. Well, I mean, it can be undeath, but death in
Keep
general.
telling
So,
yourself that.
I got to kill myself a little so that Doran can live. It's a very balancing thing. Kraloth takes 22 points of damage as his life essence is sucked away from him. Doran, you're going to heal 44 points of damage.
44. Whoa.
This sense of cold washes over him as some of his life essence is drained out of him and is channeled into Doran.
Whoa.
Whoa. Now I'm back up to 128 hit points.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear.
Thank you, Kraloth. Thank you, Justin. The ape giant that you're holding on to the back of suddenly feels stronger and stands up straighter, as if something were coursing through his veins. Something magical and
Mystical.
mystical.
And tastes a little like Kraloth.
Very soulful.
This
Yeah.
life feels a
There's
little
a bit
bit
of-
like Like, I wonder if it has a flavor to it.
biscuits.
There's like a hint of jasmine to the feeling, you know?
You get the
Just,
taste of blueberries in your mouth.
Yeah.
Scones.
What do you do, Doran? It's your turn now.
Doran is going to do the two
The
ape
two
fist.
thing that
The first
you
one with
Two
advantage
ape
because Kieran's
fist
helping you.
attacks. He pounds on his chest and then attacks the giant with a 21 to hit.
Oh.
I should say so.
Very nice.
Doing
Smash him dead.
3d10. So 26 points of damage
Nice.
for the first punch. And then coming in with the strong right hook, that means that's a 28 to hit.
For your second one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's going to do...
Just use the die roller on roll 20.
Oh, good. It does bad mass and everything. 26 more damage.
The bed mass and everything? Oh, yeah, nice. Okay.
Brackets,
This bed mass and everything.
exponents,
Well, how do you know? It's not
Multiplication,
like
division.
3d16, right?
arithmetic, or addition.
So this is...
Here we are. I got
Oh,
there.
okay. He's added it in there.
26 damage.
Doran, what does it look like when you defeat this stone giant?
Oh. The right hook of the giant ape comes around like a train coming around the corner of a mountain and knocks this giant in the face, literally knocking its head off like a boulder off a cliff. And as he watches the head go flying off into the river, the only thing he can think of is the tip of Danton's Peak and the redemption he is seeking and finding in this battle.
Cool.
Sweet.
Nice.
Rock and roll. The body of the stone giant crumbles and falls into the stream with a splash. It's so distracting that you almost don't notice when a stone giant pulls itself up out of the ground behind you, Doran.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. It reaches out to touch you, Kraloth.
Okay.
Make a constitution saving throw.
No.
Well,
What?
that's the end of the podcast, everybody.
Thank you for joining us for Day.
Social contract is broken. We are done.
Dun, 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 dun. It has been a wonderful journey. Thank you so much. Thy shame will never return.
All right.
What'd you roll?
An 11.
Oh,
Oh.
Justin. The stone giant touches you, Kraloth, and spreading out from your skin, from the point that you are touched, gray granite, and you are petrified.
No.
Jesus.
The giant grabs you, Kraloth,
Oh.
and adheres you to his chest.
Kraloth, no! Thank you once again to our wonderful Patreon supporters, Christopher Ryan Evans, Merlin, Mitchell Cadwell, Ashley and JB, Michael and Brianna Weber, Colin Burkhardt, Daniel, Doug, Jessica Orrit, Jonah Goldman, and Mari Koneski. See you soon!